It sure as hell isn't a real GT350, but it looks just as good as one. 66 Mustang, 302, 4-speed, AC. Let's take it for a test drive. You can't ever go wrong with a first generation Mustang. Coupe, convertible, or a fastback. They're all great. They always sell. They're super popular. This is a 1966 Ford Mustang Coupe. It is done up to look like a GT350. Obviously, it is not a GT350 for the simple fact that it is a coupe and not a fastback. Someone redid this car to make it look like a GT350. They did a great job with it. It's an awesome looking car cosmetically. The driveline that's in it is not the original driveline. It has a 302 block, and I can see it in the comments now. But Mike, the engine bay says it's a 289, but it's not a 289. This car would have had a 289 in it originally if it was a V8 car. It has a 302 block in it now, but it still retains a air cleaner that says 289. But the block itself is a 302 block. You're not going to notice any difference between a 289 and a 302 if you drive them back to back when they are stock. The 302 runs great, has an aftermarket 4-barrel intake and carburetor on top. The car does have a little bit of gear in the rear end. It's really about a 60-65 mile an hour car. 4-speed manual transmission. You do have an aftermarket aluminum radiator with electric fan. You do have aftermarket AC with the sand-in style compressor in the engine compartment with your under-dash AC unit right here, which blows nice and cold. The heater works, but it makes a little bit of sound when you kick the heat on. You do have your factory heat controls above the AC controls down low. So the AC setup is on the lower dash, the lower dash unit. The heat controls are on the dash in the factory location. Car drives really well. It's tied out on the open road. It does drive like a 66 Mustang, so you do feel the road, but it's not pulling you left, it's not pulling you right. It has a good, comfortable road feel. I would personally upgrade it to a 5-speed. That's just my preference, just to make it a little bit more highway friendly. Having that overdrive gear is always nice, but you don't have to. The 4-speed is cool. It's easy to find all the gears. Clutch feels good. Downshifts through the gears well. The transmission doesn't make any weird sounds or weird issues. It is power steering, power front disc brakes. It does have an aftermarket Willwood proportioning valve on it. Interior wise is code D2, which is going to be your blue and white interior like you see it. I would say the carpet's a little bit older, but the floor mats are newer. Seat covers are in great condition. You have a couple very small little nicks on the white portion of the seat covers on the passenger side over here. Door panel's got a couple little scuffs in them, just small stuff. Headliner, visors, back seat, package tray with the speakers, all that stuff does look good. You do have an aftermarket retro style stereo with kick panel speakers. They're aftermarket kick panels with speakers inlaid into them. And then you do have your aftermarket 6x9s in the back as well. So you got a good stereo in here. You got your little antenna mounted behind the rearview mirror up here on the windshield. Cosmetically, exterior and interior wise, the car is going to be a little bit older, so it's not a fresh car cosmetically or even mechanically. This car was probably done, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 years ago, but that's how I like them. It's a good car, it drives nice. If you do get a little stone chip or you get a little nick on your interior, it's not going to be the end of the world, but you can still be very proud of it. You do have a really cool Cobra or Shelby style dash mounted tack, factory style gauges in front of you. You have a GT350 style insert on the wood grain steering wheel here. You do have 3 aftermarket gauges mounted underneath the air conditioner. You have water temperature, voltage, and oil pressure. Those are all working. The factory temp gauge, the factory volt gauge, and the oil pressure gauge are not working, but your speedo is working and your fuel gauge is working, and then the 3 gauges under the dash are functioning. As far as the does it work section, which you will find in the additional information section on the website, pcclassiccars.com. There are a few things that are not working, so make sure you check out that does it work section. It's going to outline all of those things, but some of the simple ones are when you put it in reverse, the little white lights and the tail lights aren't coming on. The license plate little tag light's not working. The washer fluid sprayers aren't spraying any fluid. And let's see if I can remember the other item here. Oh, the other item was going to be your horn. So just to recap, tag light in the back, reverse lights, horn, washer fluid sprayers, those are the items not working. The speedo works, but it's not 100% accurate. And then again, the heater does work, but it makes a little bit of chatter. As far as the underside on this Mustang goes, it is very solid. Looks like you've had a little bit of work on the toe boards. But the floors themselves, the frame rails, all that stuff is great. I don't see any signs of any current rust issues. Very nice and solid car on the bottom. On the exterior, I believe it's code F, which is going to be your light blue. Obviously, this has got all the GT350 stylings. You got the graphics, you got the stripes, you got the front valance. Overall, a great looking car. You have some imperfections in the paint, some small little nicks, small little like reaction spot on the roof, just very, very minor stuff. But overall, a good looking car cosmetically. Nice wheels. The tires are a little bit older. They're a 2011 date code on the tires. So maybe someone wants to put some tires on it at some point. Fix a couple of the small little things not working if you want to, but it's all very minor stuff. Overall, if you ask me, it's a great looking car. You do have an aftermarket fiberglass style hood with the hood pins. As you can see here, we're probably, I know the tach's working, but it's not 100% accurate. It says we're doing about 2,600 or so RPMs. We're probably doing about 60, 65. At that point, you do get a little bit of a feel of harmonics coming from the back. Anything that's got a little bit more gear in the rear end, you will feel that. A 5-speed would help, or even a gear swap in the back. Something that doesn't have to be done. Just a little nitpicky thing there for you. This is not a Mustang you're gonna buy and go hop and cruise down to Dallas at 80 miles an hour. It can cruise on the highway, but again, it's more of a 60, 65 mile an hour cruiser the way that it's currently configured with the motor, transmission, and rear gear. The suspension checks out good. No issues that I would note from the front end. You do have the traction bars in the rear. Suspension has a good road feel to it. On this bumpy road, it goes down it nice and comfortable. Again, that transmission shifts through all the gears well. The clutch feels good. Not seeing or feeling any issues with any of the mechanicals on the car. Motor is strong. Again, this is a 302 block. I know. The air cleaner says it's a 289. The car, if it was a V8 car in 65 or 66, would have had a 289. But the block itself is a 302, so just want to be clear on that. Someone did swap the motor. It's, I believe, an 80 to an 84 block. And then you do have an aftermarket intake and carburetor, like I mentioned earlier. Good running setup, not a crazy high performance, maybe low 200s or mid 200s on the horsepower. Plenty of power to pull this little Mustang down the road. Seat foam feels good, driving position is comfortable. It is a fixed steering column. These are a manually canceling turn signal, so you do have to cancel the turn signals. Glass is in good shape, no major issues from the windshield or the back glass. Side windows look good, vent windows open and close properly. I don't see really any issues with the glass that I would like to note. Wipers are in good shape. Rear view mirror, there you go. It's got a few imperfections in the rear view mirror. My seat is unlocked, so I'm gonna go ahead and lock that into place. So there you go, there's a little note for you. If you don't have the seat locked into place, you will slide around while you're driving. So don't wanna do that. As I was saying a second ago, there are some little imperfections in the rear view mirror itself, but it's all kind of minor stuff, nothing that I would worry about replacing unless you had to. You can buy a early Mustang rear view mirror for probably $5, $10 online. You can build these cars from the front to the back. So if someone's looking for a first classic car, it doesn't get much better than a first generation Mustang because you can build this entire car. They make every nut bolt piece for it. You can keep it mild, you can go wild with it. Anything that your imagination can dream when it comes to a Mustang, you can buy the parts for it. You do have your side windows as well, or side mirrors that you can see out of. They look good. One thing I forgot to touch on is the exhaust. It does have some aftermarket long tube headers. They are a little bit older and they do kind of hang down a little bit. And then the exhaust itself sounds good, but again, it is a little bit older as well. But no major issues, just kind of a little nitpicky thing. But this is a great Mustang to either keep like it is, do some little things to it, take it to the next level with a 5-speed. But you already got Aftermarket AC. You already have a 4-speed if you do want a manual transmission. Car's a lot of fun to drive. You already have a really cool look to it. As always, I'm Michael. This is a 1966 Ford Mustang Coupe done up to look like a GT350. You got a 4-speed, you got cold AC. From myself and everybody else here at PC Classic Cars, we appreciate y'all stopping in to watch another one of our test drives. Make sure you check out that additional information section on the website, pcclassiccars.com. Check out the content we're posting across all of our social platforms every single day, and we'll catch you guys on the next video. Thanks again for watching.